Good morning, student. Today we'll discuss the topic entrepreneurships and innovation. So the process, the objectives of this will be the process of creativity, how innovation is important as a dimension of entrepreneurships, and then the major changes that create opportunities for entrepreneurs. We have already discussed the definition of entrepreneurships. Entrepreneurs instigate changes, thereby shifting the economic resources away from established vendors into the area of greater yields and higher productivity. This process of wealth creations rather than wealth accumulations. And we also explore the ideas about the innovation and the creative endeavor that leads to entrepreneurships. And we also focus on how the entrepreneur develop new ideas and from that ideas establish new enterprises that add values to the society. Okay. So in this lecture, we'll discuss the entrepreneurships and innovations. As you know that the creativity as a prerequisite to innovation. If there is no creativity and there will be no innovation and no one can think of the entrepreneurships. So the creativity is a prerequisite to innovation. The term creativity and innovation, these are often used to mean the same thing. Okay. So the creativity is the ability to bring something new into the existence. See, this is the ability, not the activity. So creativity is the ability to bring something new into existence. This means the ability, but not the activity of bringing something new into existence. So we think that the peoples are creativity. They are creative peoples. That means they have the ability to bring something new into existence. But this means the ability, but not the activity of bringing something new into existence. So the person may conceive of something new and envision how it will be useful, but not necessarily take the necessary action to make into reality. Okay. And therefore, the innovation is the process of doing something new things. What is the innovation? Innovation is the process of doing something new things. And this distinction is important between the innovation and the creativity. And therefore, the ideas have little values until they are converted into the new products, services, or processes. Whatever the idea we have, only if you conceive and you will only envision that it will be useful to the society, and you do not take necessarily the necessary action to make into the reality, then that idea will be of no value, or it will have the little value until they are converted into the new products, new services, and the process. So innovation is the transformation of creative idea into the useful applications, but certainly is a prerequisite to innovation. Okay, so innovation is the process of doing new things, and therefore innovation is the transformation of the creative idea into the useful application, but creativity is a prerequisite to innovation. Okay, so we will discuss about the creativity process. So this is a creative process of creativity. So the action by itself is of no meaning, or is of little value to simply do things without any inspiration and direction. Therefore, entrepreneurs need ideas to pursue and Ideas seldom materialize accidentally. Okay, we have seen that Newton has been hit on the head by the falling apples, but then he discovered the gravity. Okay, so the ideas usually evolved through the creativity process, whereby the imaginative peoples they germinate ideas. When the imaginative peoples are there, they germinate ideas, nurture them, and develop them successfully. The model of creativity process is shown. So this is the model of creativity process. So this model of the creative process is first is the idea, where to germinate the idea. So this is the seeding stage of the new ideas, where to recognize that we have the idea with us. Then second is the preparation, that is a conscious search for knowledge, that is rationalization. Once you think of the idea, then we on the path for the assimilation of the knowledge. Conscious search for the knowledge, so this is rationalization. And then incubation, so subconscious assimilation of information, that is a fantasizing. After the incubations, there is a illumination stage is there. Illumination means this is the stage where the recognition of the idea as being feasible, that we realize that these things. So on the illumination stage, we realize that whether the ideas we have conceived or we have thought, whether that is feasible or not. And finally, it is a verification. So we have to verify that ideas, your innovation, that the application or the test to prove the idea has value. So validation is there. So one by one we'll discuss. So idea germination. So germination uh, stage is a seeding process. Seeding process, it is just like the planting of the seed in the field, and farmers always seed the plant in the field and to grow the corn, but more like the natural seeding that occurs when the pollinated flower seeds, and this is scattered by the wind, and sometimes it also find a fertile ground to take roots. So exactly how an idea is germinated is a mystery. It is not something that can be examined under the microscopes. How the idea is germinated in your mind, we cannot see under the microscopes. However, the most creative idea can be traced to an individual's interest or curiosity about the specific problems or the area of study. Okay, so there are number of the examples are there how the curiosity about any problems can convert the idea into the innovations. For example, the Alexander Graham Bell. He had been fascinated with the physics of sound since childhood, and therefore he was influenced by the study human being hearing systems. Okay, then the Bell's idea for hearing aids was evidently seeded years before he invented the telephone, and he has already spent years studying the physics of sound and experimenting with the sound transmitting materials so that his mind was fertile. Okay, therefore this is the idea germination. Next is the preparation. When the seed of curiosity has taken the form of focus ideas, creativity peoples embark on the conscious search for the answer. Once the seed of curiosity has taken in the form of the focus idea, creative peoples they embark on the journey of the conscious search for the answers. So if the problem they are trying to solve, such as the Bell's determination helps those who impaired hearings, okay, then they begin an intellectual journey, seeking information about the problem and how others have tried to resolve the problem. If the idea for new products or services, the business equivalent is market search. Okay. If the idea for the new products or the new services, then the business equivalent is the market search. What inventors do? The inventors will set laboratory for experiments. Designers will begin engineering new products ideas, and the marketers will study consumer buying habits. Marketers they always do the research. What is the consumer buying habits? According to that, they prepare the products and they sell in the markets. So an individuals with an idea will consequently think about it, concentrating his or her energies on rational extension of ideas and how it might become a reality. Okay, so this is about the preparation. Next stage is the incubation. So individuals sometimes concentrate intensely on the idea, but more often they simply allow new ideas to grow without the intentional efforts. There should be always the intentional efforts should be there. So we all have heard about the brilliant sudden flashes of genius, or more precisely, we have developed the fables about them. But few great ideas come from the thunderbolts of insight. Okay, so the incubation is a stage of mulling it over. We have to mull over the problem while the subconscious intellect assumes the control of the creative process. So this is the crucial aspects of creativity, because when you consciously focus on the problem, we behave rationally to attempt to find a systematic solution for the problem. Okay, so when we rely on the subconscious mind or the subconscious process, our minds are wandering here and there, and we we therefore open to an unusual information and knowledge that we cannot assimilate in a conscious state. Okay, this is about the incubation. Next is the illumination. So illumination, this is the fourth stage, and illumination occurs when the idea surfaces as a realistic creation. There will be the moment in time when the individual can say, "Oh, I see." Okay, so illumination may be triggered by the opportune incidents. So the important point is that the creative people go through many cycles of preparation and incubations, searching for that incidents as a catalyst to give their ideas full meaning. Okay, so this stage is a critical for entrepreneurs because ideas by themselves have little meaning. Reaching the illumination stage separates daydreamers and thinkers from the creative peoples who find a way to promote values. So this is about the illumination. So this is the why it is called as the illumination stage, because here we can see or we can distinguish between the daydreamers and the thinkers from the creative peoples. Who are the creative peoples? Verifications. Next stage, that is the last stage, fifth stage. An idea once illuminated in mind of an individual still has little meaning until verified as realistic and useful. Verification is there, tested, verified, it is okay. That stamp is required for the realistic and useful. Once it is tested, okay, that means you can conclude it is a useful. An idea once illuminated in the mind of the individual, it will have the little meaning until it is verified by some agency as a realistic and useful. So the Bell understood that the twanging steel reed meant yet is still hard When he twanged the steel, he thought that he still has years of work ahead to translate this knowledge into the commercial telephone systems. So the entrepreneur effect is essential to translate an illumination into the a verified, realistic, and useful application. Verification is the development stage of refining knowledge into the application. So this is often tedious and require perseverance by an individuals who is committed to find a way to harvest the practical results of his creation. So during this stage, many ideas fall by the wayside as they prove to be impossible or to have the little value. So moreover, the good idea has already been developed. More often, when the entrepreneurs come at the last stage, they realize that the ideas has already been developed. And or the aspiring entrepreneurs, they find that the competitors are already exist there in the markets. What they have created, the same idea is also there in the markets. It is already exist, and therefore the inventors quite often come to the harsh conclusion when they seek to patent products only to discover similar inventions are already registered. So this is how the entrepreneur and innovations is all about, and the creativity as a prerequisite to innovation. Thank you very much for watching.